Hello? Hello?
And with ring alarm monitoring, have I reached David Hamby?
Yes, you have.
We just received a burglary alarm, sir, from 34684 Nibby Way. Do you know if everything is okay at the coastal auto stop?
I am on my way over there right now. So it looks like the fire department has showed up. I don't know why, but
Okay.
yeah, I'm currently on my way over there right now to
May I just have the verbal password?
it should.
Alrighty, so you do not need the police. You said the fire department was on site there?
Yes, fire department should be on site. I don't know what the hell's going on. I see more vehicles coming. So,
Alright.
all right.
Alright, thank you, sir. Drive safely.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Oh, go. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm. I own. I own the car wash.
Okay, go ahead, hurry up.
I own the car wash. What's going on? I just saw everything on my cameras.
I'm sorry?
I don't know what's going on. I just saw everything on my cameras.
Okay.
I own the car wash.
Okay. Go over there.
Is something?
Not inside.
Okay.
See if you can get in. Lock.
All right. Welcome back. Obvious venue change from the car wash, as usual. Kind of an unusual video, as you probably saw from the beginning there. So, it's been a very interesting week. So Sunday, we woke up and had a late start here. And Sundays, I typically, if I get to the wash, it might be around 11:30, noon. It depends on what's going on. Well, I normally have my laptop open and I've got the screens going. And for a minute, at my house in Maryland, I've got them on my office. I've got a TV, so I always have my cameras from the car wash going. I didn't have anything set up yet because I cleaned stuff up from Saturday night. So, sitting down here, having a cup of coffee, hanging out with the dog. This is Hank. And I started going through like my sales, and let's look at yesterday's. Today, okay, a little bit of sales today. Camera, it's unusual. There was a guy standing in the front parking lot between me and the Jiffy Lube, talking to what looked to be two police officers. At least that's what I initially thought. Got crazy guy walking around the car wash or whatever. It happens. People, I had a guy who rides a bike through who's a little bit not there, but doesn't bother anything, and I don't care. He's not bothering me or my customers, so have fun. So my husband, this is when I show him, he's like, that's unusual. There's an ambulance next door. It's over at Bethany Blues, the restaurant next door. I'm like, oh, that's weird. And I'm like, it doesn't seem right. Flip to the back camera. I'm like, well, why is the fire chief pickup truck sitting in my back parking lot oh my God, is the car wash on fire? What the hell's going on? So I very rapidly threw on some clothes and got in Filbert, as you saw at the beginning here, the opening of this video. And I rapidly, as you saw, made my way over to the car wash. And as I'm rolling up, I cut some portions out. As I come rolling up, one guy is like, yeah, you go over there. And the other guy is like yelling at me. And I'm like, I own the building that's on fire or whatever. So they had me park on the road and I went over. I was in sweatpants, waterproof fishing boots, and a fleece-lined, like, flannel jacket. I was unshaven. I looked deranged. And one of the firefighters, he was kind of chuckling after the fact we were talking because I free-willied over a hedge. I'm a big guy. I just, like, jumped a bush. They saw me, like, going airborne, coming at it. And I guess they figured out I was somehow attached to the building at that point. So I got there and they had popped the door open, which the door needs some work. It has needed some work. I've rebuilt it once where it was pried open long before I owned the place. I rebuilt the latch on it. I haven't put a pick plate in front of it yet, partly because it's a pick-proof lock, unless you brute force it. I don't have any money on site. I don't keep money on site short of what's locked in the equipment that I have the keys, elsewhere, And we live in a really, really, really ridiculously low crime area, and like the washes. So not that big of a deal. I'm going to be fixing that now because they pried my door open to get in there. So I had started a video last week. So the diesel heater, I had the experiment. I made a short on it. I should probably put it back up. I took it down yesterday because I was like, this is embarrassing. But the diesel heater, I had been running waste motor oil in. And when I say waste motor oil, I mean less than 2 gallons mixed into 35 gallons of diesel. So we're not talking a huge ratio there, percentage-wise. You do the math. Maybe I'll do it and put it somewhere here. But enough that the diesel heater that I have installed now, I hated it. And I had been working, I did a video, actually a pretty good video, a little bit mad about losing some footage. Shot the video in ProRes accidentally, and in doing so, the file size was so massive, I filled up my iPhone. Final Cut on my MacBook, which is an M4, so it's not a slow one. I have my Mac Mini at home is an M4 Pro, does video a little better, but this one, I couldn't get the video off. It was such a mess. And in the process of getting the video off my phone, I lost a fairly significant cut portion of the video where it didn't really make a lot of sense, and I'm like, this is crap. So I threw it all away. So, GPS, okay. I'm like, who's out there? So I threw that away. But the video showing that the heater was having problems staying running. I pulled the heater over to the bench. I pulled it apart, pulled a massive amount of carbon out of it, cleaned the glow plug, got it working again. It was working beautifully. It had been working beautifully. It was smoking a little bit, but nothing like it was. And typical water vapor. Well, apparently, and based on what I can see from the video footage, I had 2 customers who were out Sunday morning. They were out at the vacuums, and they noticed smoke coming out of the building. Now, when I say coming out of the building, the diesel heater runs, the exhaust comes out of the heater, runs through the concrete block wall, through Kevlar header wrap, if you're familiar with. So once it goes inside the concrete, it's header wrapped, and it comes to a stainless steel through hole for a boat. That's a double wall, so you can touch the outside. It says hot over it, but you can touch it. It's even when it's running, when the exhaust is 500 degrees out of the heater, the actual pipe stays cool because it's double wall. So quite obviously, a pipe that says hot, spitting out steam with, when I say smoke, I mean it's not at all. I went back and looked at the footage. Nothing compared to what it was doing pouring it bad. Like, we're talking cold winter day, I'm blowing, pretending I'm smoking as a child kind of vapor. But apparently that was enough that these folks thought that they should call the fire department. Now, I appreciate that the fire department was called. I appreciate that people are looking out for a small business and customers, and I'm not mad at anyone. I am more embarrassed than anything else, and I'm upset because it ended up being just literally the heater exhaust. A huge waste of resources because it got called in as a commercial structure fire, and it was a four. I don't know how this works, but I guess one of my coworkers was like, yeah, that was a 4 alarm. And I'm like, 4 alarm because they had 4 different fire agencies responding, plus an EMS, plus traffic. They shut down Route 1, which Route 1 North. They shut down 2 lanes of the 4, one of which being the bus lane, one of which being a transit lane, which is a huge major thoroughfare through here, over heater exhaust. So it was a huge response. I think the video, you'll see, I think 6 or 8 firefighters, something like that, showed up. Jimmy the door walked in, saw the heater. I explained to a couple of the firefighters what it was, and they were like, oh yeah, like the guy thought it was interesting, you know. So, needless to say, my Sunday started off on a huge adrenaline rush. Now, the ironic thing being is Saturday night when I got home from making that video and I was like, man, this heater is just, I'm not happy with it. It's been through it. It also had a couple thousand hours on it, and they're not that expensive. I had ordered another one from Vivor. It actually got delivered here yesterday afternoon. So I was going to replace it anyway. But I needed it to run because we were in the 20s. And we were like 27, 32 right now. I can see things weeping out in the bays. So I already was going to replace this. The whole thing was just embarrassing. I mean, I debated whether to make a video at all about it, but I thought, you know what? I want to show the realities of owning a business. And, you know, every time I have thought, you know, and my mother said, you know, when you design your signage, design it for me. My husband said, when you think about something that for me might be common sense, it's not for other people. And it's every single time that I thought, someone will figure it out. I've either gotten an email, a question, call, or something else. So I'm like, stop assuming and you know, build to folks who may not have the understanding. And it's hard if you're a highly technical person. I'm sure a lot of people watching this are. Or have an aspiration to do this and are. So you keep that in mind. And this is a further thing. I was like, now I'm going to be super cautious about it. And a couple things I learned out of this. Number one, I need a good metal sign that matches the rest of my signage on the door that says, in case of emergency, call. Secondly, I'm thinking about putting a sign over the heater exhaust that says like heater exhaust, do not touch, steam is normal, something, you know. I have my phone number, both my 844 toll-free number as well as my LLC, my company number that I own the car wash under. I've got it posted on every vacuum, coin exchanger, coin acceptor, vending machine. It is in no less than 20 places around the car wash. Nobody thought to call me. That's a little frustrating. You can make a sign, you can't force people to read it. I actually asked the firefighters that. I said, look, should I put something in the door, or you're just going to ignore it and open the door? Like, I get it if you were there and your task were in it, because I'm the same way, you know. But he's like, yeah, if we've got something, we'll try and call it. And apparently they also were small enough they'll take a key to the building, which I'll get one over to them, you know. The damage was minimal. I can fix the door latch, or I have fixed the door latch. The heater, the new one, is in the box in my van. I was going to install it tonight. I just don't have it in me. I'm too exhausted after the work day I've had today, and it's going to take some time. and I don't really need it. I've got the electric heat, and we're going to be in the 30s tonight, but nothing too bad. I got to get it in the next few days. The other thing is the diesel that I tried the whole oil experiment with, it's going away. I've already made arrangements through a friend who it's going to go to a farm somewhere, sending it to a farm, let it get burned, use whatever, put it in your tractor. I don't care. Get rid of it. It's red, so you can't run it in an on-road vehicle legally. If somebody wants to take it and put it in their deleted Power Stroke, more power to you. It'll help you roll coal easier. Apparently, there's not much oil in it. Whatever. So this video, I've had this whole long diatribe now. I'm going to go into the installation of the new diesel heater. A little bit of a different, rather than a self-contained unit, I actually went with the innards, which are what's in the other one. But I'm going to mount it on a couple of brackets on the wall and do a little more permanent looking installation. Temporarily use the small fuel cell that came with it until I can get my barrel cleaned. But I wanted to show here how to do it. I love these things. I think they're a wonderful, for people, applications like mine or a wood shop or something, take the proper precautions. I think they're absolutely wonderful. The demerits for them are the exhaust is terrifyingly hot, and you need to wrap it and treat it like you would a car exhaust. You can't like set it on carpet or anything, or you'll ignite it. So for instance, I have one on my porch here. My husband works from there during the day. The porch is unconditioned, unheated. We have all the windows in, but still they're single pane windows, and it's from the 70s, so it's not a very well insulated space, and the heater out there keeps it 80 if he wants it, and uses a gallon of diesel a day, if that, and that's running as hard as it can. But I've got it sitting on bricks. I have the exhaust pipe double wrapped with Kevlar header wrap, not Kevlar, fiberglass header wrap going out. It goes out the aluminum through the siding, makes the turn. I've got the muffler there wrapped, and I have an extended exhaust pipe wrapped all the way over to where it exits by the driveway. The exhaust, by the time it gets there, is about 120 degrees. Like, you can hold your hand in front of it. It's fine. Great heaters. They're a great tool. They need to be treated with respect. And you need to be cognizant if someone sees the exhaust. Most of the time, the exhaust on them is, once they're up and running, the exhaust is completely clear. You don't see it. Or you'll see water vapor, steam, maybe a little bit of smoke if you need to clean your burn chamber, but they're pretty good. Yeah, so let's get on to the install video, and hopefully we never have anything like what happened at the beginning of this video again. I said chalk it up to a dirty burn chamber, failed experiment with the oil that again, it's not at all smoking like it was. And I think some very observant customers, thank you, as well as very helpful first responders, and I'd like to thank them, and I did. That was the other thing. Part of what this whole thing, it went out on a couple of police blotter websites that follow these things, that then got picked up by Facebook, that then got picked up by the local Facebook groups, that then got picked up by friends. It got picked up by people who worked at the Jiffy Lube who were calling me wanting to know what was going on. And then it got picked up by contractors who do fire restoration who have been calling me wanting to know if I need help rebuilding my building that burned, that wasn't a commercial structure fire. It was exhaust. I will get on with the video now. Thank you, and appreciate your watching.